here early in the morning, Aguas Calientes, Peru, standing on my balcony, about to go catch a bus to Machu Picchu.
It's time to volt up.
So I'm strolling through the Cusco airport. Pretty evident that I've been traveling here lately, here in Machu Picchu. 20 minutes worth of stairs to the top. And in my videos, I usually talk about what I'm doing, buying, selling.
I did actually purchase one card while on the trip on eBay. This Chelsea Green Cactus Jack Gold out of 50. These cards are really popular. The packs are super expensive and they're cool looking. So we'll send this one to PSA when it arrives.
With cards, what I'm getting in the mail.
There are 3 cards that should have arrived while I was gone. First off is this Bailey Finest Black Refractor out of 10. And 2 of these Jacob Fatu Red Wave Selects. He doesn't have a lot of cards and he's super popular.
My grading submissions and such, but because I have been out of the country for the past week.
Currently walking the last section of the Inca Trail.
Lots of steps, high altitude, easy to get winded, but I would never tell anyone to not come here. Not a lot of that stuff going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit around and just give my random thoughts on some things that are going on in the hobby. Not something that I normally do, but some of this stuff I do find really interesting, so I do want to talk to you guys about it.
These areas, the agriculture, all those.
Number one thing I want to go ahead and address is Grant from Backyard Breaks. Coming back, being allowed back on Whatnot and things like that. I never really discussed this much to begin with when his incident happened, and I'm not going to discuss it a whole lot now. A lot of people can talk about it and put it down and say that it was bad, and I agree with all that. But most people do just a lot of talking and they don't really speak with their actions. So actually in this video, I'm going to show you guys an email, a text message that I've received from Whatnot asking me to be a partner, and I'm going to go ahead and respond to them, and I'm going to show you guys that I'm actually going to speak with my actions and not just my words.
A text message from Brooke. I'm a partnerships manager for Whatnot. That's all I really need to read. I cannot. My response, I cannot use or partner with a platform that supports backyard breaks. Send. And that's that. Literally on top of the city here in Machu Picchu. Nothing separating me from going down there other than park rangers that'll tackle my ass. Here's an email from the same person, and I'm basically just going to copy paste the same reply.
So if you ever travel, especially outside of the United States to a foreign country, always make sure you go out early in the morning and take a walk, because you'll get to see a lot of this stuff without the crowds. I pretty much got the area to myself. Next thing is something that I find super exciting, and that's the fact that Topps and Fanatics is going to put out some movie and celebrity autographs and some sets. Go watch Neo's video.
What is going on, YouTube people?
On it, he really talks a lot about it. And I see where they're going to have a lot of big names in it, such as Tom Hanks and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman again. I know those guys have autographs in the past, but this is going to be newer product, which is always hyped. There's going to be dual autos from Monster Inc., a lot of Pixar stuff, Disney stuff, Star Wars stuff. Now, my thoughts on this product is, I will think it's amazing if a lot of this stuff is on-card autographs. Also going to have to look at price point, because you know this stuff will be super hyped when it comes out.
To infinity and beyond!
Something like a Tom Hanks autograph, I couldn't even imagine the price on it. And you're really going to have to dig and look and see if just finding a piece of movie memorabilia or a poster or a photo is actually a better way to go than the cards, because you know how people in the card hobby will really drive up prices.
Oh, he's pumping his shoes up.
And cause something to sometimes be more valuable than what it's actually worth in comparison to an alternative item. And if these are sticker autographs, I personally would just prefer to have a movie poster or a piece of movie memorabilia or an 8x10 or something signed by the celebrity. You know, one of my favorite characters from one of my favorite movies.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I just feel like having something hard signed, which we often refer to as on card, hard signed on an actual item, as opposed to a sticker autograph, even if it's not a card, will trump a card with a sticker autograph. And that's just my opinion.
That guy is stupid.
A lot of people do love the sticker autographs and they don't mind them. So again, if that's your thing, look into these sets and update me below if you guys know if these are going to be on-card autographs or stickers. I'm not sure how much information out there is right now. We have arrived in Ollantaytambo. 250 stairs, that is.
What the fuck, man?
To our next site.
Not the stairs, man.
There we go.
Another big thing that I want to talk about, and I find it super cool, and a lot of people find this person to be polarizing, but Jeff Wilson, sports card investor, from what I understand, is actually going to do a national giveaway this year. Speaking of national giveaway, you guys know this will be my 5th year doing it with the help of some other content creators who have jumped on board and some other sponsors.
3,514 meters above sea level.
And I don't know a lot of the details of the Jeff Wilson giveaway, but I have heard rumors and I actually have seen some articles where he is doing a national giveaway. Now, I don't want to take credit and say, hey, maybe I had something to do with him doing a giveaway, but when I set out in the very beginning at our last stop, the village of Pisac, Peru, this may or may not make the video. My ass is feeling like a straight street waffle right now after 8 or 9 stops, and I was doing my giveaway. I always said, I don't want this for popularity. I don't want this for subscribers. I want this to create a special moment for somebody in the hobby.
All right, guys, I cannot get winded and climb all the way up here without ending the video with what I came to see. And hopefully it looks as good to you guys on video as it does to me standing on top of this mountain.
And my thing was, I was hoping someone who was a bigger influencer in the space, someone who had more income than myself, could actually do something more grand on a higher level scale.
According to the Nat Geo History Channel
And actually make someone's year with a great trip to the National. And I think it's cool to see that Jeff Wilson is doing this. For all things aside, I know he'll get some flack, and I know people will say, hey, it's just a tax write-off and things like that. He is doing it, and it is a cool thing. I don't always agree with everything that Jeff Wilson does, but he has backed my giveaway, and he is doing a giveaway of his own. So do got to give kudos when kudos are due, not just bash, bash, bash all the time.
It appears to be a Peruvian dingus, and it has followed me for 20 minutes. I do not know what to do.
But go over there and check that out, guys. Don't cheat yourself out of an opportunity, whether it's through me or through his channel, to win yourself a trip to the National. And I would kind of like to think that maybe, just maybe, 5% of what I've done was slightly in the back of his mind and maybe influenced the influencer to do something for someone else in the hobby. Finally back after a long day here in the main square in Cusco. I'm tired.
Why don't you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka?
There's only one thing left to do.